What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you guys haven't seen the last video, we were sent a header from Ian Kennedy. Thank you for the header once again, because that was the last piece that I needed to get the engine planted in the car. And in the last video, we got the engine planted in the car. I did do some hood trimming off camera to see if I could fit the K under the stock hood at the highest setting possible. You can see it right there, and we were almost cleared. Let me show you guys. So you can see, super nice and flush, nothing in the way. And then over here, just a tad bit, right? And it's hitting right there. Put a little dent in the hood from the valve cover. Dang it. So I'm not worried about the hood as of right now. I'm trying to get all the suspension stuff figured out first, get my ride height down, and then see how much ground clearance I have to know if I would want to drop the engine to use a stock silver hood or leave the engine high if we don't have enough ground clearance, and then we'll use the carbon fiber SIR style hood. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I can fit this K under the hood with either or hoods without the hood prop. Today we're not doing anything specifically to the car. We're just gonna look in the garage, see what we can install, and first thing I see is shifter box. Let's fit that today. Went to the auto parts store earlier, got myself a Slave, and this will work perfectly fine. This is an 02 style where the line in is actually on the top, and my line right here is like a 45, so it's not gonna stick up all crazy. If you guys noticed the car cover on here, I did take the Wagon out for a drive today. It's been about 2 months since I've driven it, and I was just stretching some legs. Got the seat out of here, get a little comfortable. All right. So we are using a K20 A2 motor and transmission. This is the shifter box that goes with that, RSX 0204, and the matching cables from the car in the junkyard. Big shout out to Luis again for the Skunk 2 weighted shift knob. This thing feels amazing. I have the shift knob pretty much in every one of my car, and I am today years old just now finding out that this is a 6-speed shift knob. And also we have the base plate right here, guys. I am super cheap, so I got this off of eBay. And if you guys don't remember, Max Speeding Rod is a sponsor for this build. If you guys want to check out Max Speeding Rod and get some parts for your car, be sure to go to maxspeedingrods.com and use discount code YSTATIC before checkout and save yourself a little bit of cheddar on your newly purchased items. So this guy right here is much needed because this kind of helps align where the shifter is going to be sitting, and this spacer pedestal shifter base plate thing is hollow on the bottom side to help clear this thing right here, so you don't have to cut it up. So this right here, if you want to be ghetto and just mount this right here directly, you can just cut this off, mount that guy in place. But with this, you can just put it right over, right? And the second cool thing about this is that these two guys should line up with the rear shifter linkage bushing holes, right? And that'll align this base plate where it's supposed to be. Drill these two holes, bolt that two in place, and then these 4 outer holes right here will align the shifter box, and we can mount that into place. I hear the mail, man. I'm supposed to have 2 packages coming today. See, package number 1, package number 2. This one right here is for the intake manifold. I'll show you guys later. This one right here is pretty cool. This one I most definitely got to show you guys because I don't got a stereo in this car. This is going to come in clutch. So where the blue line is marked, the edge of the blue line literally is on the edge of this guy right here. So what I did was I decided to flap down the edge of the bracket between the blue line, because that's where the plate sits. I'm not worried about the front of the base plate sticking up because this is not that thick anyways. So I can use like self-tapping screws, you know, because it has a flat head on it, or a flat Allen head, kind of like the Downstar kit, to bolt this down right here, because these were the previous guys and those guys are super thick. But I think that'll work. And this hump a dump right here, the plate actually has curvature for it. You know what's funny? A lot of my stuff on this CRX build has junkyard writings on it. Now there are 4 of these spacers provided with the base plate kit, and this goes in place of where the stock rubber and spacer used to sit. This guy right here. Uno, there's dos, that's tres, and this is cuatro. So this should bolt right up on there and should be aligned where it's supposed to be. Guys, it's been a couple of hours and I finally finished the shifter and the center console, but check it out. So I've been sitting around cutting this thing for the longest time because I wasn't trying to just chop it. So I kept trimming until it fitted how I kind of want it. But you can see when I say kinda, I meant like this gap is still here, but the base plate is really wide, so it's really kind of, you know, making this bulge a little bit. I was able to trim this bottom tray enough to clear the cables, and I got this you know, this radio thing back into place. This is a carbon fiber block off I just made. I made one for the top, this one's screwed in, so that's gonna pretty much block the holes because we're not gonna have a radio, and obviously we don't have the heater stuff. We're running a stock clutch this time around, or an OEM replacement from Exetti. Not a heavy clutch, really soft on the pedal, I mean, as far as I know. So I'm going with, you know, your typical auto part slave cylinder here. And the cool thing about this one is that it's black, and it kind of goes with the theme, like all the black accent in the car. I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2 12mm, which goes on right here. This gets compressed first, goes on like so, and then my line. Now the thread pitch for this guy right here is, I believe it's like a M10 by 1.0, and if your hydro line has that fitting already on it, that's awesome, because that just goes right on, just thread it in there, make it nice and tight. Now if you want to convert your line to a -3, or if your clutch line is a -3 AN female end, you get the -3 to M10 by 1.0 to convert this to a -3. But because my line that I found from the junkyard already has this thread pitch on here, that's just gonna bolt on like that. If you guys remembered a couple of videos ago, I made my own hydro conversion bracket. You can see down there the clutch master down there with my bracket to the clutch pedal, and my reservoir sits right here. So I was saying that I didn't want to put the dashboard in yet because I want to watch the you know, the lines and everything to ensure that it wasn't going to leak while I bleed it out. I think you can see it. Yeah, you can't see that, but it is up there somewhere. Where is it at? Right. It's upside down, but you guys can see it right here. I made my own hydro conversion, and I've never had any issues with it in all of my cars, my brother's cars. So today we're gonna find out if it leaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill the reservoir with some fluid, which is the same as brake fluid, and we're gonna try to bleed it out. Kind of nervous because if this thing is leaking, boy, that's gonna be a lot to clean. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill it to the top, right? I'm gonna open the bleeder right here, and I'm gonna pump the fluid all the way through until I see it come out the bottle, wherever my bottle's at. Looks like fluid came out some, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it up so we know fluid's making it all the way through, and now I'm gonna bleed it. I had a leak going on, so I had to fix that real quick, but hopefully we got some pressure in here. Oh yeah, kind of. I'm just using a baseball bat to pump the pedal and lock it to the floor right there and open the valve. Probably gonna do this like 10 times just to ensure we ain't got no air in the system. Guys, I don't know if yesterday the camera caught the slave in action, but I'm gonna show you guys the clutch hydraulic system works well. It feels really nice on the pedal, not stiff at all. And it has just enough play. You can't really see that. It has just enough play, and the slave fully engages like probably like an inch before the floor, and the shifter, everything feels freaking awesome. I forgot how it feels to have 6 gears and then reverse. Hell yeah. I'm probably gonna install the cowl. Cleaned up a little bit. I didn't want to put this on yet because I wanted to bleed out the hydraulic system, make sure that nothing is leaking before I completely seal it off. But before I install that, I got to find a way to block this hole off, because rain comes through here and then it goes down there. This is pretty much the tunnel way for the water that drains off to the side, and I need to cover up this right here so water doesn't get into the car. Once I figure that out, we'll put the cowl on, button it up. Probably gonna paint it, not sure, or maybe just wipe it down. It's really not that messed up, just really dirty. So this cowl was painted already. It had like the ripple effect somewhere, but I just cleaned it and just sprayed some products, trim black on here, and I already got this hole cut out for the reservoir. And these guys are hard to get off, and typically they break, and I kind of want to keep the rubber that goes in between the cowl and the firewall. So shout out to Jesus, because he brought this over a little while ago. I showed you guys in another video. Get this off of Amazon, 25 bucks, a whole bunch of assortment in different sizes, and this guy right here is the perfect like thickness for the hole, and it's nice and flush, so it won't, you know, it won't make the seal pop out and look all, you know, like something stuck under this. So I'm waiting for the cowl to finish drying, and pretty much the cowl is gonna go in between here, right? And then you put this clip through the hole on the cowl first, and then the rubber goes underneath right here, and then this part sits flat on the firewall, which is right here. That'll clip it into place. That'll keep the rubber from sliding out. The rubber will keep the rain from going into the engine bay. Hell yeah. So you guys know I am running the max pitting rod intake manifold, and I haven't figured out or thought about it yet. I'm definitely not running the stock one. So one of the packages that came in yesterday, this guy right here, spins. Yo, this is gonna come in clutch, because my key, I broke my 4 bangers lanyard the other day, and we get a pretty sick pink one to replace. All right, so right here in this box, guys, we have a K to B throttle body adapter. Yes, K to B series. So that means I'm going to be using B series throttle body, B series TPS, B series map sensor. Comes with both gaskets for this guy here, this side to the throttle body. Comes with all of the hardware needed. If you guys don't know, Blocks is local to me, so this literally took like 1 day to ship here. But this right here goes on, allows you to get the correct bolt pattern for the B series. I'm gonna try it right now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna 100% bolt it in place yet, because I kind of still want to port the intake manifold. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that Victor X up there, pull that throttle body off, and test fit it. So guys, the Blocks throttle body adapter, K to B, this guy right here, assuming they want the Blocks logo to be on the top, right there, if you try to align it with the logo being on top, none of the holes line up. Okay, I'm gonna rotate it. None of the holes line up. Rotate it. None of the holes line up. And one more time. Whoa, none of the holes line up. So the website itself doesn't specify anything other than K to B, drop down menu just ask if you want black, silver, or raw, and then right here it just says RBC or RBC style from 66 to 76 mil bore, and that's about it. But I took the throttle body gasket from the B and I lined it up. I think this is typically how it sits, and if I line it up, 3 of the bolt holes line up, and this right here, I mean, I can fill it in aluminum or tap it for a 10 so I don't protrude into the 12 hole, right? But let me bolt the throttle body up real quick and show you that this actually fits without the adapter. No freaking adapter. What a waste of money. So this one right here, like I said, I can just tap it for a 10 mil, and that'll be the 4th bolt to hold this into place. But everything seems like it works like it should, and the bore of that is already bored for 70 mil, so that's freaking awesome. But I'm probably going to clean it up anyways when I get to it. Another freaking issue. I cannot fit a full size or a half size here because TPS sticks out a little too far. So one more thing I'm going to do. I was looking up here and I was like kind of going through my inventory of lips, right? I was like, what is this one? And then I remembered, like 4 years ago, I scored this from the junkyard off an 88, 89 CRX SI. And this lip is for this bumper. See all the little tabs? Goes inside that hole. If I can find all the hardware, literally all the markings from the junkyard. So the hardware for these guys, it's supposed to be this little clip right here with 10 mil threads in it, and this goes onto the bumper, and then when the bolt goes through it, it's supposed to compress the lip onto the bumper. I don't have any of these, surprisingly. I only got like 3 of them, and then the bolt you're supposed to use is supposed to have the little space right here, and I got plenty of those. If I can't find any more of these guys, I'm probably just going to use bolt and nut. That right there, guys, that's progress, and that is looking mighty fine. Man, if I got this hood to close, it'll be so sleeper. So this package right here, guys, I'm going to show you this in the Wagon because 1, I only got 2 speakers, 2, it still has the battery in it. First, I'm going to take off my center console, right, and then we'll open that. You, and you. Yes, I did cut up my JDM center console to fit the K-tune shifter, but it's not a big deal, guys. It hurted me to do this, but I had to do what I had to do. If you guys noticed, I have the stock right-hand drive JDM Japanese frequency stereo cassette player, and yeah, I use the cassettes in here. Got all them Bone Thugs, Michael Jacksons, Mariah Carey. Got them all in there because like I said, I use it. This thing right here is pretty sick because for guys like us that want to keep our, you know, stock cassette player or want to like modernize, you know, your stereo system without changing the looks of, you know, this error correct stereo to the car, if that makes any sense. So inside the package, it has this module. This is like a Bluetooth module that he came out with. This hooks up to your stock stereo plug, chassis specific, right? And this is a module Bluetooth unit that connects to anything that's Bluetooth. For an example, my phone, right? I can connect Bluetooth from my phone and run YouTube. I can run music or phone calls through this, through my speakers. This is meant for the speakers for the front only. I think Adrian is designing a four-way soon, and I'm actually going to be buying a four-way, but right now I bought just one because his list does get filled up quick when it's available for purchase. And again, I only got 2 speakers in that car. This is for that car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook it up, and then I'm going to hook up the Bluetooth and hope it works. So right here, it's hooked up, and he does have a tutorial on his YouTube channel. When you first turn it on, it should make a noise. There it is. So I'm gonna go to my settings here, Bluetooth. I'm gonna disconnect from my speaker in the garage. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my Bluetooth back on right here. Connected. Play my music. Oh shit! It works. Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian, this thing is freaking legit, bro. If you guys want one, I'll be sure to link his Facebook in the description below. His list, like I said, gets filled up really quick. I think it's available like maybe 1 or 2 runs in a month, and they sell quick. So I'm on the list for another 2-way, and then I'm waiting for the 4-way to come out. If you guys want to keep your stock stereo, or if you got a race car that wants to use stereo, this box right here comes in clutch. So big shout out to Adrian for that. Guys, that freaking Bluetooth module thing is pretty dope. That one that I have that I just tried out is for this car. I'm buying another 2-way for the Wagon, and I'm waiting for the 4-way for the CRX since we have all 4 speakers in that car. If you guys are looking for something like that, I'll be sure to remember to put his name in the description below, his Facebook profile, so you guys can hit him up and cop yourself one. We made some progress on the CRX. We got the hydraulic system bled out, not leaking, and that's 100% done. And that led us to reinstalling the cowl and getting that all nicely situated back in with the rubber. We got the shifter box installed with the cables, and we also got the lip installed on the bumper. Today is May 7th. You guys are pretty far out on the uploads, so I think I'm going to take a break tomorrow and probably the next day after that, just so that we could get you guys a little bit caught up. So if you guys want to stick around for all of the squad car updates, be sure to hit the like button. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.